Hello everyone. I wanted to make a video regarding what people have said about The Last Jedi and the gap between fans and critics in particular, and I plan on going in depth with it in this video and share my opinion on it. The difference between the critics and the audience, the Rotten Tomatoes is the best example of the gap between the audience and the critics. It looks to me that critics in general, that are movie critics, especially Collider and other big outlets, are not being really honest with their reviews. They go to the premiere of Star Wars in LA with the stars and directors and everyone behind the movies. Getting to talk to people behind the movies and getting to see the movie first in the world. First of all of this should be disclosed in the reviews, which they are not. Nothing that I've seen says that they have done this, and I have not seen this to this date. The big reviewers I have seen that actually go to the premiere of Star Wars, of these Star Wars movies, have all given it a raving review, given it basically a thumbs up. Just look at the Rotten Tomatoes. It's a 93% fresh rating. Yet the audience score of this movie is at 50%. It has been shown throughout Gamergate that gaming journalists no longer have any idea what a good game is. It has now reached movie journalism on a bigger scale. Objectively, I would say The Last Jedi is actually visually stunning, and if you look at the storytelling of the movie and how they handled the storytelling in the movie, they have not handled it in a good way. Regarding the characters and the lore in The Last Jedi, it is another utter disgrace. I've seen the biggest fans from fanboys that we as fans wanted to have when regarding Episode 7. We wanted familiar things from this last movie, and we weren't happy with that because it was too familiar, and now we got many big surprises and changes that we just can't be satisfied, and that is such a lie. If you make a good story, surprises are a good thing. The Force Awakens is a copy and paste from Episode 4. The Last Jedi is just a copy from Empire Strikes Back and the Return of the Jedi. And it didn't tell the story well from either of them, even though it copied them. It's such a straw man that people want just the old things, either familiarity or just something drastically new from Star Wars. What people want is consistency from what already exists and introduce new stories in the universe that George Lucas has created. Disney has not been able to do that in any way. So yeah, they have not been able to do that in a good way from what Disney has started. And the only instance where they actually managed to do this was with Rogue One, in my opinion. But they had clear limitations regarding that movie because they had some sort of starting point where they had to go from, and the point where they had to end off the movie was really specific. And Gareth Edwards recognized this and made a good movie, in my opinion. I know there are people that actually disagree with me, but it is miles above what The Force Awakens is, and also The Last Jedi. When you have probably the biggest podcast in Collider, Jedi Council, defending this trashy movie without any real criticisms of the characters or the story, then it's clear that these people are not gonna go after these movies because they want to get invited to these premieres and they want exclusive access. they lose all credibility when they do this. How can we trust anything these so-called reviewers have to say about these movies? They get paid to see these movies, and they see these movies for free. Yet still they get access with things like Star Wars Celebration and these premieres. If you really want to trust want people you can trust regarding these movies, watch people who are just regular fans like me, or just go on other channels and listen to what they have to say on YouTube, because it's these people who get these viewings for free and don't really care what is best for the movie franchise and what is good for Star Wars, and what the consumer wants, and the consumer is paying for this. I mean, the only way right now to send a message is don't watch these movies, because the critics are just gonna bow down and just give us thumbs up. If you want evidence that this movie is not doing too hot, it had the biggest box office drop in movie cinema history. That is saying something. People do not like this movie. And you have the just right before this movie came out, with Battlefront 2 being the biggest flop of 2017, the same year Mass Effect Andromeda was released. That is saying something. You have the biggest IP in Star Wars on the market right now, and you still managed to fuck up twice, just in 1 year, and not just 1 year, just in a span of 2 months. For those people who also claim that it's trolls and bots downvoting the movies at Rotten Tomatoes, that has already been debunked by Rotten Tomatoes itself. They said that it is actual people downvoting the movie and not wanting to see this, or they just didn't like it. So those are my thoughts. Let me know what you think in the comments below. I've seen a lot of new subscribers lately. I really appreciate it, because I'm a really small channel, and I would like to hear if you've watched the movie, the video all the way through to this part. I would really like to hear what you new guys that came to the channel want to see from me. Anyways, thank you guys for watching, and see you guys next time. Bye.